Welcome in, everybody. It is week 8 for the Colliders. They are 5-1, and they are going to take on the 5-1 Brunstucky Annexation, Ben Pershey's Scuffle Dynasty team here in Proton Park. Brendan Vaughn will kick it off, and the Annexation will get the first crack at this. Reese with the return, and he is tackled by Montre Saint. It'll be 1st and 10. We see Ben McKenzie and ACAB back in the backfield. Morris with the pass, and McKenzie's got it, and he's loose, folks. He's running. It looked like Jaquez Price misplayed that, and I guess it's not Ben McKenzie if his first initial is D. At any rate, McKenzie out on the route, and Jaquez Price, who's usually pretty good in coverage, just runs behind him and misplays it. McKenzie jumps up, and that's a 40-yard gain to start this game. Colby Morris, one of the few quarterbacks in the league to be over 50% completing passes. Remember, every team is a cupcake team, and so all the quarterbacks are kind of bad. All the play is kind of bad. That's why you're seeing so many low-scoring games. Colby Morris with a man in motion. He's going to fake to McKenzie. Going end zone, and Rentz drops it. It's knocked loose by Karma Fitzgerald. Great play by Fitzgerald to save the touchdown. 2nd and 10. Morris back to pass, and here comes the rush. Oh, he drops it off to Morrow. It looked like he was going to get sacked for sure. Elisha Wright on the tackle, and that's a 6-yard gain, bringing up 3rd and 4. From the shotgun, Morris back to pass. He's got lots of time, and he's got Rentz, who holds on to it this time for the first down. Brunstucky is on the move. They're in the red zone, 10 yards away from the touchdown here on their opening drive. McKenzie gets stuffed in the backfield, and that's Ramel McBride that finally takes him down. Now 2nd and 10. He'll spread him wide. Here comes the rush, and Rentz is there for the touchdown. Karma Fitzgerald can't knock it loose this time. And the Brunstucky Annexation take a 7-0 lead here in Proton Park. Jontarius Rentz made up for the dropped reception by catching it in the end zone this time, and kickoff goes to Brendan Polk, who's back from his injury, one of his several injuries. And Josh Whitney is going to get the start this week. Whitney throws out to Palmer, who drops it. Whitney came in relief last week after being exiled to the bench for a few weeks, and he led a comeback against the Holley Hawks. It was actually 2 weeks ago. They had the bye last week. Holiday runs left for 3 yards. So we'll see what Josh Whitney can do with the starting job. Can he continue the magic from last week? He's got Brad Gillespie, the tight end. A nice 14-yard gain for the first down. They're able to convert on 3rd and 7. Whitney under center. The handoff goes to Holiday. He finds a little bit of a crease, and he's got 6 yards on the carry. Whitney handing to Holiday again. And this time he stopped. He probably should have bounced it outside. Whitney back to pass, and Gillespie sits down in the zone, and he's got the first down. Brad Gillespie proving to be Josh Whitney's safety outlet, safety valve, warm blanket. Here's Melquan Potts over the middle, and he's got a first down with 15 yards. Whitney has it moving as we come to the end of the first quarter. The Annexation struck first, but the Colliders are now in the plus territory. Whitney dropping way back, and he's throwing, and that is very wide, having trouble hitting that corner route. 2nd and 10. Deep accuracy is a problem for all of the quarterbacks on this squad. Holiday gets a little bit of room, but then he's stopped after a short gain of 3 yards, and now we have another 3rd down from the 31. Whitney passing. He's got Gillespie again. Gillespie with 3 catches, all of them on 3rd down conversions. Holiday with no room up the middle. He's stuffed for a 1-yard gain. 2nd and 9. Whitney back to pass, and he's going to miss badly, looking for Gillespie, who was covered. That'll bring up 3rd and 9. Handoff goes to E.J. Foreman, who falls forward and avoids the loss, but that's no gain, and that'll bring on Benton Cannon, who manages to hit the field goal, and they're on the board, down 7-3. Brennan Vaughn to kick off. He's got the wind behind his back. There's about a 17-mile-an-hour wind in the stadium today, and that's going to give him a rare touchback. Man in motion. Morris back to pass, and he skips that one off the turf. No one's home. Now from the shotgun, Morris is changing the play. He's under pressure, and that is Sean Arnold bursting in for the sack. Arnold is the team's sack leader with about 5 on the season now. We'll see if he can make it to double-digit sacks on the year. But a pass rush has been pretty difficult lately, especially the past few games for the Colliders, as they've had some struggles and most positions need an upgrade. Speaking of no pass rush, Morris has all day, and he completes it, but fortunately the wide receiver was out of bounds, and they'll have to punt from the end zone. Brendan Polk is nearby, and he just lets it go out of bounds. So they start with good field position. Whitney hands it off to Holiday, and Holiday is really struggling to find any running lanes. And it looks like Kenneth Booth is injured. He's holding his head, probably a concussion. We'll check in with him in a little bit. Holiday finds a little bit of a crease, and he's got 22 yards on the day. That's about 3 yards per carry. And Kenneth Booth will miss the rest of the game with that concussion. 3rd and 2. Whitney has been able to complete to a bunch of, Gillespie a bunch of times. He's trying to change the play. I don't think he sees the play clock, and he's going to run out of time. Just a rookie bonehead move. Delay of game penalty on Josh Whitney. Obviously not quite ready for prime time. Perhaps he's at his best when there's no pressure because they're losing already. But he does get it to Potts. Potts drops it. Melquan Potts trying to get a little more playing time today. He drops the pass. And they're going to go for the field goal. That's a 60-yarder. They had the wind at their back, and they thought maybe they could do it. But Cannon misses it badly. So a couple of miscues in a row. Melquan Potts drops the conversion, and then Benton Cannon misses. Just a side note, we did turn up the difficulty and the last couple weeks, and it's definitely harder to kick. The meter goes much faster. Morris lofting it. Cheeseborough is there to knock it down, and it'll be 2nd and 10. Single high safety with Wright patrolling the middle of the field. And that pass intended for the back is just skipped off the turf once again. So Morris is having a little bit of difficulty with accuracy. And speaking of difficulty with accuracy, he overthrows his receiver, and Tyree Anderson, the linebacker, is there to scoop it before it hits the ground. Interception for the Colliders from an unlikely place, right outside linebacker Tyree Anderson. So Colby Morris, not really under pressure, just misses here. And Tyree Anderson will say, yes, thank you very much. And now let's see with a minute 30 if the Colliders can get into scoring range. He's got, looked like Tavares Mason open, but he overthrew him by about 10 yards. So again, that deep accuracy, very difficult for Josh Whitney. Whitney back to pass again, and this time he's got Melquan Potts, and Potts decides to hold on to it, looking to secure some playing time. Whitney back to pass. He's got Peril D wide open, and he misses him. That would have been a touchdown. Oh, Peril D had beat his man off the line, and there was no one in the secondary to stop him. And just another bad miss for Josh Whitney. Whitney cannot find the range. Couple open receivers missed badly. That one was closed or covered better, but he still missed wide. Brendan Polk with the screen, and they're going to have to punt. So Brendan Vaughn kicks it. It's going to go into the end zone. And with 14 seconds left, the annexation will likely just bring it to the half. And here's a running play. And Tyree Anderson is there, and that'll take us to halftime. With the score, Brunstucky 7, the Colliders 3. Colliders missing an opportunity to get a field goal from 60 yards, and Josh Whitney is having a very difficult time. His first quarter was pretty good, finding Brad Gillespie for a lot of third down conversions. Second quarter just missing by a mile. That parody play is going to haunt him and Coach Amari Jenkins, especially if they don't come back to win this game. With the score 7-3, the Colliders are going to get the ball back, and Brendan Polk is just going to wave for the fair catch. Not going to bring it out. He probably wouldn't have made it to the 20 anyway. Handoff to Holiday, who stiff arms a player and gets 9. That's what we're going to need if we're going to get back in this game, is a solid running game, which has been missing for a couple of weeks. Whitney under center, hands off to Holiday, stutter steps, and he's got the first down. Jay Karkoff with the tackle. 1st and 10 from the 33. Whitney's going to pass this time. Blitz picked up. He shakes the tackle, and he's on the run. He was going to get sacked by number 93. He shakes him off and manages to get positive yards out of it. And Whitney makes a good play on the ground. Holiday does not. He is tackled in the backfield, and he's going to lose 2 yards. 3rd and 4. Can they convert? Whitney's going to pass under pressure, and he throws an interception to Triplett. Triplett's running. He's got a little bit of room. Brendan Polk finally runs him down just outside of the red zone. Demetrius Triplett with an interception, and Josh Whitney's woes continue. He is under pressure here from number 95, but he should have just taken the sack there. Polk was in double coverage. No reason to throw that ball. Again, the inexperience of Josh Whitney coming back to haunt them. Also the lack of skill. All right. Elijah Wright is up to make the tackle after just a short 1-yard gain. And now we have the sweep to the wide receiver Cousins, and he's tackled by DeMarcus Coleman after a gain of 2. So it's 3rd and 7. Perhaps the Colliders can at least hold him to a field goal here. Colby Morris back to pass, and Cousins drops the ball, and then Jaquez Price takes him to the turf for good measure. Field goal is up and good, and now the annexation is up by a touchdown with the Parnas field goal. Kick is away. Polk in the end zone again. He's going to try to run it out this time. Let's see if he makes it to the 20. He does not. He's tackled shy of it. He's going to just have to always go for the fair catch. He's too slow. Let's see if Whitney can improve his fortunes. He hands it to Holiday. It looked like he had a lane there for a moment, but that window closed quickly, and he's only got a yard on the play. So the running game not effective so far. Whitney's going to pass, and that was almost intercepted by the middle linebacker intended for Polk. Not a good play. And you have to wonder how much longer Amari Jenkins is going to go for this. But he's got Gillespie. That's his safety valve. Maybe if he gets it to him a few more times, he can stay in the game. He's completing fewer than 50% of his passes, having a rough go out there. Whitney's going to throw the screen, it looks like, and Parodi is tackled for a 2-yard loss. But it doesn't matter. It's coming back. Bubba Hurst was holding. So instead of 2nd and 12, it'll be 1st and 20. Whitney back to pass on 1st and 20. He's running out of time. He had a man coming across the middle, Gillespie, but couldn't get away. 2nd and 20. Whitney hands to Holiday. Holiday picks up 4. Was hoping to get maybe surprise them a little bit, maybe get 10 yards there. Whitney back to pass on 3rd and 16. He's got Parodi on the corner route, and he just throws it 20 yards out of bounds. Having a really hard time with the corner route or really any deep accuracy in this game. Punt is fair caught. Colliders defense is going to have to hold. 3rd quarter's almost over, and they're still down by a touchdown. Can they get anything going on offense? 10-3. 2nd and 9. Morris back to pass. And he's got Waters. Cheeseborough's there for the tackle. 18-yard gain to Waters. And that's not how the Colliders are going to win this game. There's another pass to Waters, and again he holds on through a tough tackle. Waters coming up big here in the 4th quarter. Morris passing to Waters again. He's unstoppable, folks. 3 consecutive catches, 3 consecutive first downs. And Morris is going to throw, and what a play by Tyree Anderson. Anderson's going to leap over the blocker and then submarine McKenzie. Here it is. Boom. Great play for a 3-yard loss by Tyree Anderson. Anderson is the same person that had the interception earlier, so he's at least showing out. The rest of the team is struggling a little bit. Defense is doing okay, but offense is non-existent. McKenzie, though, is going to finally get a first down. 5 carries for 11 yards. He'd been stopped behind the line a lot before that. All 11 yards coming on that play, it seems. Well, he must have had more than that, but anyway, 2nd and 4. John Terrius Rents, who had the touchdown, gets back into the game. 4 catches for 38 yards. And they're going to rush up to the line. 2:50 left in the game. And they're going to probably milk the clock here. We're down to 7 seconds on the play clock. And they hand off. Running back is stopped behind the line, but that's going to take us to the 2-minute warning. The Colliders keep the timeout holstered. And now they'll use it. It's 4th and 5, and they're going to try to hold them to a field goal. This will put them up 2 scores, and it does. Less than 2 minutes in the game, and the Colliders are down by 10. They're going to need to score quickly and probably get an onside kickback. Kickoff goes to the 8-yard line. Brendan Polk there to return it, and a decent return by his standards. And he is injured. Always hurt is Polk. Remember, your best ability is availability. Oh, and Gillespie fumbles. Tavares Mason falls on it. Gillespie is having a good game, but that was almost a disaster. Thank goodness for Mason. Hamilton is in the game now, and he is sacked. So it looks like it was Hamilton that completed that pass. Josh Whitney's starting day is over, and that might be the end of it. The Colliders really need Greg McLean to come back because he's got to be better than what they've seen from the quarterback position this year. Great pass, though, from Orland Hamilton. That's Antoine Paradis. And Paradis has a big catch, and they're going to use a timeout because they can't get to the line. Polk is out with back spasms, so it looks like he'll return at some point. Hamilton back to pass. And he's going to go for the corner route, and Melquan Potts can't get there. Orland Hamilton also having difficulty with that medium accuracy. They're going to have to draft a quarterback that can hit that pass unless Greg McLean can. We're at 3rd and 10, running out of opportunities here, and he's almost sacked. He breaks out of it and then just throws it away. Again, missing, and now it's 4th and 10. They're going to come out for the 57-yard field goal, and Brenton Cannon's on target, but short. So they were hoping to maybe get the field goal there. They needed a field goal and a touchdown, and that's going to do it. That's going to end the game. Annexation comes away. Both teams were 5-1. Annexation go to 6-1. The Colliders are going to fall to 5-2, losing a home game. Really, really bad quarterback play today, and it looks like Josh Whitney will not have that opportunity again. Amari Jenkins thought maybe he could do it after last week's heroics against the Holley Hawks, but turns out no, he couldn't. Started out with a pretty decent start in the first quarter, but then just lost the touch and kept missing wide receivers, threw an interception. Not good from Josh Whitney. And so Brunstucky comes away with the win. Here we see just a 31.7 QB rating for Whitney. That's not going to get it done. That's about a third of what he had last week. Holiday struggling again. 2 games in a row where he's about 3 yards per carry. Gillespie, the most reliable receiver. And Tyree Anderson had a good game on defense. 4 tackles, 2 behind the line. You recall the interception earlier. And Sean Arnold adds to his sack collection. So the Colliders have a lot of holes on their team. Most positions need to be upgraded. After we get to the halfway point on the year, we'll take a look at where they're at. We'll take a look at where scouting is and see which of these players are going to be returning. Which of these players are going to be core players for this franchise. If you liked that video, despite the outcome, then please click that like button, subscribe to the channel, and you will never miss a moment.